The northern battlefield is invaded by ogres. The Belts and Wallace warns not to let any escape alive. The soldiers raise their swords, activating the Salvation Prison. A huge shining cross appears on the battlefield, and a magic circle appears at the feet of all the ogres. Ropes of light come out of the circles and bind them, and Wallace orders everyone to attack. With them immobilized, the soldiers seem to easily defeat them. One of the ogres screams as a soldier approaches. He grips the blade tightly, preparing for the attack, and with a single blow, he decapitates the monster. Nearby, Shan and Emily watch the battle, and she's terrified. She asks him why he brought her to a place like this. Cheyenne thinks strangely he missed this place. Wallace asks him what he thinks about being on the front lines, and he says he's kind of nervous. The father warns he can return anytime and that he could die in this place, so he better not let his guard down. Shannon smiles, saying he'll keep that in mind. On the front lines, death is common, and 3 or 4 battles happen every day. Strategically, the knights try to prevent the advance of the demonic lines, and the tent where Cheyenne is the farthest from everything and the safest. The problem is, now that he's being washed, he can't find a chance to feed Karen. While he wonders if he'll have to wait until night, he asks Emily what she's doing under the covers. She's desperate, saying Duke warned that they could die at any moment. Shannon tells her to pack up and leave then. However, she screams it's impossible. He can't be without her. It's full of demonic monsters here, who will take care of him if she flees. Suddenly, she leaves the tent, saying she'll get something to eat, while Shan wants to ask about the cloak he requested, but she just ignores him. He gets angry because this damn woman never obeys him. Sometime later, he placed a doll of himself in bed, thinking maybe that's enough. When Emily asks if he's really going to exercise in this place, she says he's very diligent, and if Duke finds out, he'll be proud. Shannon ignores her and says he's leaving, and she can sleep there peacefully. He looks back and warns to say he's sleeping if anyone asks anything. At this moment, they need as many soldiers on the front line as possible, so now he can move freely. He activates an ability that allows him to glide with the mists, and he advances to a dangerous area, where he finds a group of hellhounds. However, he's excited because there's the perfect place to test Karen, who, when summoned, smells blood and tells Cheyenne she can't take it anymore. She needs to cut through something. The hellhounds lead towards him, and Cheyenne tells her to feed as much as she wants. With that, he begins to kill the creatures, activating an ability called Furious Mist Storm. After finishing the hellhounds, he pulls the blood from their heads and drinks it. With a crazy look, he says that's what he wants, while Karen is excited. He tells her they'll keep hunting, and she says those creatures are too weak. But Cheyenne warns her not to worry, since the night is young and there's plenty of monsters. Cheyenne says she's excited. A carriage travels through a mountain, and inside it a girl with white hair is transported. Inside, the person warns that place is very dangerous and they should retreat, but the girl says not to treat her like a child. She's a princess of the empire, and it's her duty to assist the family. And if a woman says anything else, she'll take out her anger on her. The girl then warns that young Master Very is also on the front lines and is the same age as her. She asks if Duke had the courage to bring the youngest boy. The friend replies, "No, actually, it was the boy who volunteered. Since they are the same age, they can be friends." But the princess says she's not interested and she's going to sleep. Her friend replies, "Okay." But the princess now wants to know what the name is. The helper replies, "It's Cheyenne Chyanba." Under the moonlight, she ponders that name. Meanwhile, harpies are being cut down, and Wallace is giving orders to look after those who were injured. On the battlefield, dozens of harpies and griffins are dead, as they are ready to return to base. He looks to the side, and someone pulls a sword from atop a harpy. It was Shannon, who participated in that battle. Wallace asks if he's adjusting well to the front lines. Cheyenne says, yes, he's learning a lot every day. And his father warns that he thought you would want to go back home, but he's been here for a while now and he's very proud. These words leave Cheyenne incredulous, and his father leaves, saying there's something to talk about tomorrow morning. Shan agrees while thinking it's the first time he's seen his father with a proud expression. That same night, Shan went out to hunt once again. What he found was a death worm that normally hides deep in the valleys. Karam told him he looked very tired because he wouldn't let her take over the body, but Cheyenne said she was being too obvious. She insisted, saying the worm's flesh regenerated much faster than he could hit. Despite not wanting to accept it, he knew that was true. And has been in this place for over a month now, every day drinking the blood of countless demonic creatures. So why can't he do it yet? The worm attacks him once again, and he says there's no chance then. He warns he'll play by Kayan's rules for a while now, which she's now happy about, saying it's time to go crazy, activating the 9th assassination technique, the manifestation of the demonic blade. Numerous cuts appear around the worm while Cheyenne's face is black. He agonizes, and our hero says he'll cut it into pieces. Under the moonlight, he activates the ability 8 fluttering beetles, cutting through the worm with numerous slashes from top to bottom. The worm's mouth explodes, and our boy is demonic. Meanwhile, one of the knights touches the blood of a hellhound and says it hasn't been long since it died. It's Yulkin and Wallace examining the area, and they say it seems to be the work of the demonic tribe. However, looking at the body, the father says those cuts seem somewhat familiar. Maybe it's déjà vu. Yulkin appears from behind a rock and says he has to see something. Wallace asks what it is, when he raises the torch. They see the death worm cut in half, which scares Wallace. He says he can't believe that organization is behind this. The manifestation of the demonic blade hands over his body to Karen, who can now use her maximum power. But if he gets distracted, his mind will also be completely consumed. The next day, he wakes up saying he's crazy for using that power just to kill a simple demonic beast. He gets out of bed, saying he was lucky he drank so much blood, otherwise his body would have been destroyed. Saren says she understands. He looks like a 10-year-old boy, but doesn't speak or act like one. Not to mention, it's the first time he's used her, but he seems too familiar. He even knew all the geography of the valley and fought as if he mastered the mist technique for over 30 years. Kayan remembers he said he died once, and now she's sure he's a regressor, isn't he? Cheyenne says he had explained that very well already, and she just hadn't understood. The poor thing is baffled. She screams at him, saying how is she supposed to understand such a serious matter when he speaks so simply. Chattun says explaining is kind of boring. She says by watching the way he fights, it couldn't have been easy to defeat him.